Agent AI deep dive. So Dharmesh started this, I guess, side project for where he is building #1 professional network for AI agents. And he started that, I don't know, last year, I think. And it grew in like 6 months. It grew from 15,000 users to over 500,000 users with 13,000 reviews and 5,000 active agent builders. It offers a no-code builder to create AI agents for tasks like research, CRO analysis, CRM integration, marketing automation, and agents are shared and discovered in a marketplace-like ecosystem, promoting network effects. And it's built on OpenAI's O3 mini model, delivering affordable reasoning capabilities. So I actually played with it, and I don't know if anybody in the audience, played with that. They are very interesting. Like they're very simplified and very kind of simple agents, but they do simple tasks. Like I analyze some LinkedIn posts and other things, and I'm actually thinking about publishing my own things that I've built, over there. But there's thousands of different agents out there to explore for people that want to save time and actually get some kind of result, tangible result from using them. So what are your thoughts about this? And kind of what is agent AI, like what does that mean for the world, I guess, and what's happening?
These agents are the apps of the future. So last week and every episode of the show so far, we've talked a lot about specificity. You need to give AIs very specific information. Ideally, you want them to provide very specific output. This plays on that theme of specificity. So apps do a broad range of things, but they're not highly specific. You probably only use this app for a narrow range of purposes.
Right.
This agent landscape that is emerging promises a more specific action to outcome, interaction sequence there than we've ever had before. Like everything is getting more specific, more idiosyncratic. And this actually speaks to the way everything on the internet works. Everybody has slightly idiosyncratic needs, but we use these generalized pieces of software to try and address those needs. This agent-based AI landscape says, hey, we can get more specific than we've ever gotten before. So to me, this is finally, you can imagine all these nodes, like there's a center point and there's just these infinity nodes outside of that. How do you have this like energy crawl out to all those nodes effectively? Previously, it's only like gone out to very specific branches. And there's all these branches that remain like unenergized. Well, this agent AI landscape is going to energize all those little outside nodes that were previously underserved. Really fascinating stuff.
So do you think that agent AI, what it's doing to plugins is kind of what PageMortar wants to do to CMSs?
Yes. Well, it creates the potential for a more specialized idiosyncratic landscape. The question of internet is, how do we solve for these idiosyncratic needs?
Mm-hmm.
We've had generalized software, so therefore we were unable to do that. Only a small fraction of operators could hire someone to create those idiosyncratic scenarios. But now if agents are performing the work, we can actually get there. We can get to more idiosyncratic outcomes for more people. So,
well, what I like, the thing that behind it is that the Dharmesh is focusing on building tools that solve real tasks first and then scale, right? So we see all this funding, which we'll talk about later, that's raising all this money and money just flowing in there. But at the end of the day, like, what problem are you actually solving? And there's not even a user yet, right? Or something like that. And so he's kind of flipping it on upside down, and just sort of like, in this environment, people can go and build something and have that rush. I published something, I created something, but it still lives in agent AI. So I don't know, because you still have to log in to use it. So I think it's centralized then, right?
Yes.
So it lives on his he's responsible for hosting and other things, correct?
As far as I know, with those tools, yes.
Okay.
But I still like the directionality of this. I don't really care about the specifics. The directionality is he's solving boring problems with AI.
Yes.
We like to talk about sexy, exciting, like, show me something amazing, that kind of thing. But the reality is the use case for AI is solving boring problems, solving repetitive tasks, doing the dumb stuff. That, that's the value landscape to me. There's the hype landscape and the value landscape. The value landscape is a lot less sexy, but this is the reality of it. This is where we're going to get the gains.
Yeah, they're saying that 3,400 agents built, it kind of was a glimpse into the future of modular function-first web systems. So like WordPress plugins, but AI native and self-running. So what they're saying is that these agents are sort of like, I guess, WordPress plugins.
Well, sort of like developers, but developers who build out exactly what you need.
Interesting.
But, well, here's where the savings are. You're not having to hire an agency. You have to go find this person, trust this person, pay this person, hope that they're doing the right thing. Now we're doing something in a patternized way where you got a machine that follows a pattern. Like it's going to be right or righter.
Right.
And it's going to be cheaper. It's going to be faster. It's going to be more reliable because you don't have to, what if you send the email and you don't get an email back for a week? Well, that's the reality of human interaction. We're cutting that out. Like that is huge savings for everybody.
So Agent AI proves that a task-first, no-code model works. So what's stopping CMS platforms from becoming agent platforms?
The CMS tools themselves.
So
the
tell
software.
me, so the future of web publishing is a site built by agents? Like, is that what's going to happen? Like you just build a bunch of agents and they'll build your site?
Well, I think it looks something like this. You install PageMotor, and then PageMotor has an agent within it, and you say, hey, okay, I just installed you. I need an e-commerce site with a landing page for these 3 products. And you click the button, and then it refreshes the screen, and suddenly your site is that.
So our guys who are building in beta right now, right? So they're building the plugins, a lot of them. So is that accurately said now that they're sort of building agents in a way, or is that still like?
They're not building agents yet. They're building plugins that do specific things for a website, like add forms or add a menu, like these kinds of things. So we're still doing basic stuff. That augmentation layer for AI is not fully realized yet in terms of, I'm not exactly sure how that would work. Like, do I need a relationship with Claude in a trained model? And can I embed that in the software and then have the users query that thing to do stuff? I'm not really sure. Like that workflow is not established yet, but it's coming.
But